I suspect that if God materialized in front of her in the physical flesh and did some miracle right in front of her to prove that he existed, I don't think it would satisfy her.
Yeah.
I suspect. I hope that it would.
Right.
But I actually don't think that it would. And I think there's a theological reason for this that Romans 1 explains. So if the Bible is true, if it's real and God is real and this is actually his word, then Romans 1 tells us that every person who's ever been born doesn't just have access to the knowledge that God exists, but we actually know it. This really blows my mind when I think about it. I'm going to read in Romans 1, starting in verse 18. It says, "For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who by their unrighteousness suppress the truth." So already it's framing it that unbelief is moral.
Yeah.
It's moral in nature because men suppress the truth in unrighteousness. And then it goes on to say why. In verse 19, it says, "For what can be known about God is plain to them, because God has shown it to them. For his invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world in the things that have been made." So it's not just that every person has access to knowledge about God. It's not just that we can see it if we look or that it's available to us. We actually know it.
Right.
It is
it's like it's
plain.
preloaded.
It is perceived. We perceive it. And that's why it says, so they're without excuse. Like nobody has an excuse to disbelieve God. For they knew God, they did not honor him as God or gave thanks to him, but they became futile in their thinking and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images resembling mortal man and birds and animals and creeping things. And then this is the theological reason right here. Therefore, God gave them up in the lusts of their hearts to impurity, to the dishonoring of their bodies to them among themselves, because they exchanged the truth about God for a lie. It's not that they didn't see it. It's that they exchanged the truth of God for a lie and worshiped and served the creature rather than the creator, who is blessed forever. And, I've watched a bit of this girl's content, and I actually have a real heart of compassion for her. I hope that she's not been given over to what this is talking about. I pray that she's not. I pray that the Lord is still working on her and drawing her and has not given her over. But that is the reality. If the Bible is true, if God is real and this is his word, then she knows that God exists. She has perceived clearly the evidence for God's existence and has suppressed the truth in unrighteousness. And that's heavy. That's a heavy truth to think about. And again, I think as long as there's breath in my lungs, I will pray for people who hold this view. But I think to your point, Monique, I just don't know that there would be any evidence that would satisfy her, because just look around. The fact that there is consciousness, the fact that the universe exists instead of doesn't exist.
Right.
Why is there something instead of nothing? There should be nothing.
There should be nothing.
There should be nothing. If there's no cause of everything.
Right.
So it's I think to your point, there's an extreme arrogance to this, because it takes some humility to go, hey, God isn't like showing up manifesting in a Christophany in my bedroom every night, but there is enough evidence. I think it was Peter Kraft who said this. There's enough evidence for those who want God, they can have him. But he keeps himself hidden enough,
right,
so that those who want to reject him can do that too.
That's right. That's that perfect
That's
balance.
a paraphrase, but it's powerful. So I pray for this girl. And I hope that one day she will see.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Yeah. And there was something else that she said. The atheism to me is such an interesting position to take. I understand agnosticism.
Right.
I mean, most of the planet is agnostic, I think. And like you're either theist or you're agnostic. Atheism is such a unique, arrogantly unique take.
And new take.
Because she knows she exists. She knows that she lives in an atmosphere that is catered to her survival. She doesn't deny that. And yet she denies the best explanation for it. And she's comfortable just existing in that illogical inconsistency. I have no explanation for it, but I reject yours. And she's comfortable just swimming in that ocean of, I don't have anything better to offer, but I reject what you suggest. And I'm like, okay, you can swim in that water.
Yeah.
But it's not very persuasive.
If God be your God, serve him.